Last week, I was in the grandstands when Justin Allgaier made his charge from 6 to the win in the final 10 laps at Phoenix. Unfortunately, though, for the 5th race of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series season at Vegas, I'll have to watch from the couch. But at least, there's still paint schemes to review. Let's go. Starting us off this week is Cole Custer, running for SS Greenlight. Kind of. This deal is a 5-race collaboration with Haas Factory Team. The last time they did this, though, Cole Custer was your winner at Auto Club. So I'm really hoping for some big things from my boys over at SS Greenlight. Although you can definitely tell this was a Haas design and not a Greenlight one. 7. There was a period of time last weekend that I thought I was actually going to be in person for Sheldon Creed's second victory. But I had my money on Allgaier, so kind of glad it played out that way. 8. For the folks at home that are keeping notes on who's behind the wheel of the one car each week, get your pad and paper out because this weekend, Connor Zilisch is behind the wheel. And boy, did they give him a beauty. This car was actually designed by Sam Bass for Dale Earnhardt back in 1987. The scheme never saw the light of day, so here it is now. A little strange that they didn't save it for the throwback weekend that NASCAR eliminated, but this thing fucks. 10. Ryan Ellis is bringing the Viva Las Vegas vibes with this beautiful poker-themed scheme. Say that one 10 times fast. I appreciate the sentiment, but unfortunately, I don't think there's a single O'Reilly driver getting lucky this weekend because there happens to be 4 full-time Cup drivers on the entry list. 10. Jesse Love almost picked up the win at Phoenix, but just like the old man in the 2013 State Farm commercial said, you gotta be quicker than that, buddy. 9. Sticky Blicky and the SS Greenlight crew has a new sponsor this week, Cowboy Pillows. Isn't that just code name for tits? 10. Justin Allgaier celebrated him and his wife's 20th anniversary with a big win at Phoenix. It was a good race, great finish, awesome for Justin and his entire family. Pretty good for my wallet as well, but this brings me to a whole nother issue. The keyboard warriors in the comments of his 20th anniversary post are disgusting pieces of shit. The shit that they were saying about his wife should have them banned from all future NASCAR events. Get a fucking life, losers. 10. Unfortunately, I never ran into Sammy Smith during my adventures this past weekend, mostly because the hauler ran out of wristbands for the signing on Saturday. The fans showed out in big numbers on Saturday. I was actually kind of shocked. 9. Just to make things slightly more confusing, Carson Kvapil is behind the wheel of the 9 car this weekend. I guess they couldn't just keep Carson in the 1 and have Connor run the 9? I don't know. Side note, I did see these chips in Publix last night, walked right past them. They could be good, but they look a little healthy for me. 7. You may notice that Corey Day is not included in the review this week. Well, that's because the secretary in charge of uploading his paint scheme got sent to the shop to work on one of the cars that he destroyed in the first 3 races. But William Sawalich is here. 8. I guess Brent Cruz is too young to run Vegas? Or maybe he's got to take his SAT on Saturday? Either way, Chase Briscoe's running the 19 car this weekend. And the last time the O'Reilly Series was in Vegas, Eric Armadillo won in a much uglier version of this car. 10. And then there's Brandon Jones. 6. Naming your storage container business after a rodent is a pretty bold move, but I guess it worked out for him. They're a NASCAR sponsor. 8. I still can't figure out why Dale Earnhardt actually thought Harrison Burton was going to get a top 5 and why I tailed him. 7. I gave Dean a legitimate review last week just for him to not see it. 10. You really got to hand it to the Sieg team because they consistently find sponsors that no one has ever heard of or will ever hear of again. 5. 5 races into the season and Barrett Cope is now on their 5th different driver. This week, former Hendrick Motorsports driver, Myatt Snyder. 5. I mean seriously, AmericanIron.com. Have you ever heard of it? 8. I haven't even told you guys yet, but this video is basically my flu game. Pretty sure I tweaked my back today. It's hurting pretty bad. I'm almost thinking about calling an audible and finishing this video in the bathtub. So if you suddenly hear an echo, you'll understand why. 10. Alpha Prime never misses. 9. A little birdie has told me they're working on a new LeVar Scott paint scheme. But I guess until then, LeVar Scott always misses. 7. For one race, can we just try to take away the reflective numbers? For some schemes, it works perfect, especially when it's a reflective color, not just chrome. This, I can't see. But I'll be damned, Jeremy Clements ran really freaking good at Phoenix last week. 7. Like I said last week, we'll remember Taylor Gray exists in a couple weeks at Martinsville. Until then, 4. Kyle Larson's racing the 88 this week, but I guess they wanted to miss out on an opportunity of me saying glaze on. Mason, is this actually your scheme? I reviewed this same scheme last week just to find out you were running something completely different. 7. This is Josh Williams. 7. Only Anthony Alfredo would find a way to finish better in the Viking Motorsports car than the Hendrick Motorsports car. Identity theft, 0. Identity theft, 0. And the Pit Stop Diecast Paint Scheme of the Week goes to Connor Zilic, which actually means he sweeps the weekend. I would say congratulations, Connor, but let's be honest, you had absolutely nothing to do with this. Here's this week's top 3. I really wanted to give it to Ryan Ellis, but dude, you're competing against a Sam Bass car. I'm going to go try to work my back out with a tractor tire now. Later.